Woohoo! Exciting day. Today we're going to Perth to the Stewart Park Festival. Then later we're going to go to Irene's and see a friend of mine, Lazzy Lung, play a show. So yeah, it should be a busy and fun day.
background, I'm hearing the Skydiggers, who are playing with Tony D, who are playing with Adrian's Wall at the Crystal Palace in downtown Perth, Ontario. And we're about to go back into the main park to David Francey and the Skydiggers and Kathleen Edwards play tonight. If you're not doing anything, come on into Stewart Park in Perth, Ontario.
Awesome. Thank you.
That was great.
Thank
Great
you.
show.
Thanks a lot.
Second question.
Yeah.
How was James Collins?
Well, it's funny I was thinking about him today because today.
I remember James.
Yeah. No, I don't see him today. I don't see him. But I did a song. I did a tune tonight. Earlier this afternoon. Yeah, it was a tango song, and that when I wrote that tango, a really beautiful romantic. I did that when I was playing with James Cohen in that band. But James.
He did all those complicated rhythms.
Didn't
he invented a device, didn't he?
Yeah,
they had all these complicated rhythms programmed into it. Yeah.
My daughter used to take lessons.
Oh, at the Folklore Center.
Yeah, it's
of course, right.
It's just that he doesn't do music much anymore. He's very heavily into politics.
My daughter, we used to take lessons. She would take lessons from him. And as she was coming out, you were coming in to teach. That's how I knew there was a
That's right.
connection.
Well, the thing with James is he taught me a lot about the flamenco rhythms and all that stuff, and he was a great teacher that way. But you know, last time I did see him, I ran into him on the street, and he said hi, and we said hi, and he knows not to talk politics, and I know not to talk politics because I really don't anyway. But he just did it.
My daughter broke her wrist. She broke her left wrist when he was taking guitar lessons, and he said, "Perfect," because then it was all right
All
hand.
right
It was
hand,
all
because-
the flamenco stuff. He's like, "Great."
Yeah, that's great.
All
Yeah.
those rhythms, like all those rumba rhythms, he taught me like all these triplets, and I still use the exercises every day. If I'm doing a solo show where it's just me, I have to use a lot of right hand technique. All that stuff came from learning from James. So he's
Wow.
wonderful.
Wow.
He was
wow.
excited. No left hand. Perfect.
That's ideal.
We talked about the Folklore Center last week
Yeah,
at
yeah.
your show.
Yeah,
because I learned so much. As a teacher, I learned so much. I became a way better player.
But the thing I didn't realize until somebody suggested it, you never really thought about teaching.
That's right.
And then it was the Folklore Center made that possible.
Yeah.
And so many other things.
And it was just a
Unbelievable.
really great. It was a great place, and I miss it. I do miss it. But
Former students?
must have
Yeah,
lots
you
of
still retain a few of them, don't you?
I still see a few of them.
Yeah.
There's two that I still teach from there. I'm talking about. What are we talking about? 15
25?
years ago? 20.
Oh,
I knew
20.
one guy that was. More because when he came to me, he was 12. He still comes to me. He's in his 30s.
Wow, that's great.
Early 30s. So it's almost 20 years ago.
So you imagine being 12 years old and having guitar lessons with Tony D.
And-
See,
But
what
he's
a
still,
fun,
but you know
excellent
what?
thing to do.
When I started, I took like lessons from a guy named Ian Smith a long time ago. And then when he left, I didn't take lessons, and I was like 13 or 14. And then the next time I took lessons was I went to the Folklore Center, and there was two different. One of them was Vince. They showed me how to play an open tuning because I'm going, how come I can't? Yeah, because I'm like
said
trying to
you
play
have
all this
to
blues
adjust.
stuff and slide stuff, and I'm going, yeah, I'm getting the notes, but it doesn't sound right. And he goes, yes, because it's an open tuning and you're not.
And you're
he
saying,
showed
what's
me,
open tuning?
Yeah, and what's open tuning? He just showed me how to retune the guitar, and then all of a sudden, like, oh my God, I sound just like Elmer James. This
It's
is
a
great.
whole new world. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Actually,
And
last
he's
week,
hosting
he played
the
with
blues
Susie
night at Irene's every Thursday still for years. Oh yeah, you can see Vince any Thursday.
And last week, he went to Morin Heights and played guitar for Susie Vinnick.
Really?
Yeah, Susie Vinnick, Laura Greenberg, and Mary Gellner. There's like Susie Vinnick, Mary Gellner, and Laura Greenberg. Great band. And then Vince. I was supposed to do it, but I couldn't because I was playing Blues Fest.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
she had to
yeah.
go to Morin Heights. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
last night I played with Susie.
Oh my
I
God.
played my band backed up as Susie's band around here. So we played at Campbell. We opened for Burton Cummings.
Can he still sing?
Oh yeah, he came on, and I got to tell you, he came on, and it was hit after hit, and the whole show was like.
So it just goes up, up, up.
Yeah,
right?
because
With
you
the
sit there
audience.
and you're singing along with every song. You would be singing, I know that song, I know that. And you think, wow, that's pretty amazing. Like he got
It
to a
is.
level, 1968, with the Guess Who, they bumped the Beatles off from #1 on the charts, on the pop charts in the U.S. with American Woman. He ended with American Woman, the place exploded,
Yeah, that
right?
must have been-
Still paying for his cottage.
He opened up with
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
yeah. Oh,
As soon as they
it was
heard that.
all that. It was like people like it's the roar of the crowd is what you're waiting for too. But he opened up with Running Back to Saskatoon. You know.
Oh, yeah.
She did a lot of Guess Who. He did Albert Flasher. He did and he did She Comes Undone. And,
But he still got the voice.
yeah, he does. There's times he sounds a bit like Peter Griffin from the Family Guy, but when he said those, but who doesn't? When you're up there. But he was like, and you know what? They were the nicest guys. They came up. He especially went up to Susie and said, "Listen, I love your singing. I don't know who you are, but I love your singing." And then two of the guitar players came up to me and said, one of them said, "Oh, I saw you in Newfoundland, like in 1990 something." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then another guy, another guitar player, used to be in an Alice Cooper clone band. He said, "I saw you in London, Ontario, when you had a band and played at this club." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Then you realize how old you are.
Incredible show today.
I just wanted to get a few comments from you, Tony D.
Yes.
You just played a spectacular, that was what we call a workshop.
That
with
is a
other
workshop.
people on the stage.
Yeah.
Skydiggers.
Skydiggers, yeah.
And didn't catch the other name, but Hadrian's Wall.
Hadrian's, yeah, that's right. Wall, that's
that
it. Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
And myself, yeah.
Taking turns and
Taking
sometimes
turns.
backing each other up. A beautiful thing about folk festivals and the Canadian tradition is that.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things that's great about festivals like these is there's a sense of community all the time, and you get to musicians get to meet each other. It's not big, huge corporate festivals where you get lost in that shuffle. This one, hang out, and so there's that sense of community translates on the stage.
Onto the stage.
You know, and that's what I think is the most incredible thing when you do workshops. It's like, let's put some bugs in the jar and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And some of it
programming
was beautiful,
stuff.
you know.
Yeah,
And everybody started to join in, and
Yeah.
nobody, like I said to the guys, I'm not throwing any curveballs. Everybody just played really, you know, and that's what they all did. They did songs that everybody could just join in, and of course, we ended up putting on a show with it. So.
And you also played your own set on the other stage over there earlier.
Yeah, I think we may have been the loudest band in the history of, well, the most rock and roll band in the history of, well, Monkey Junk's played here too. That's pretty heavy. But no, it was great, and it was really well received, and I really loved it. Yeah,
That's
really,
the
really.
thing. The audience is so receptive.
That's right,
The
yeah.
environment, especially here at
Yeah.
Stewart Park here
Yeah.
in Perth.
Yeah.
What a beautiful setting.
Well, first of all, the setting's outstanding, and it's an outstanding day too.
Yep.
So my bass player, Joe Hawkins, he was raised here in Perth, and he told me when we were driving in, "Oh, I used to go swimming in that river," and then he said, "I'm going swimming," and he did. He jumped back. So to him, it was like reliving his childhood, and he just
Yeah.
loved it. He loved
Oh,
it.
nice.
Yeah, isn't that lovely?
So it's just one comment, if you would, Tony, about this particular festival
Mm-hmm.
and the vibe that you're getting, because it's becoming a bit of a rare phenomenon now.
That's right.
These kind of community-oriented
That's right.
with the community feel that you're talking about.
That's it. And I think one of the things that has always made a festival successful, as far as the way I see it, and, you know, and many people do too, but it is that, like we talked about, the sense of community, and like doing this workshop like that, or just engaging with an audience where you know, they're close to the artist, and artists start talking to one another, and like what we're doing now, and everybody can get to talk to one another. These things is what adds to the vibe of a festival.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so when you come here, and you see the reaction of the people, it's because that vibe just keeps growing and growing, and it translates. It translates into and the artists and the audience feed off one another. The volunteers, the community, you guys coming down here, doing shit. No, but it's all part of it. So you see what I mean? So all of a sudden, you want to be part of that. It's closer. It's not just like corporate, come in, do your show, here's your check, and then nobody's allowed backstage. Nobody.
No hierarchy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I mean, I understand sometimes bigger festivals need to have, you know, their rules and their security, and I get that. But the reality is that you want a festival is always a festival. It's a place people get together and you become festive. So and these type of festivals like the Stewart Park Festival here in Perth, they do just that. They have that wonderful sense of togetherness and community, and the vibe just keeps growing and growing. You can feel it as the day goes on. So
Yeah. Tony, thanks so much.
Thank you,
It's
Chris.
So good to see you.
Thanks
a couple of times.
Yeah, a
within
couple of times.
A few weeks after not seeing you for a long time.
I hope I get to talk to you guys again about my record coming out. Maybe
Yes.
we can do a little,
For
little
sure.
talk about it and just
For sure.
and let the world know.
Yeah, with a bunch of the CKCU hosts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I will.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I heard a red-winged blackbird, a winged blackbird down my road. Safe as Moses in the rushes, built his home on the river White. Every time I hear him singing, makes me feel like spring inside. But I heard a red-winged blackbird, a winged blackbird down my road. But I heard a red-winged blackbird, a winged blackbird down my road.
just want to start by saying that we believe at this point that this is the largest crowd ever at a Stewart Park Festival. So thank you so much for coming out tonight.
On behalf of the entire Stewart Park Committee, we are so excited to have this next performer here.
So please give a huge round of applause to
Kathleen Edwards!
We're going to start a little chill and we'll work our way up, okay, everyone? Okay. Calling it quits. You think this is easy? I swear I heard you called in the jury. Saw a place to land, the forest floor, the palms of your hands. I'm a campfire. Ladies and gentlemen, on the saxophone, this is Peter Pankura. Tell me you're too tired, 10 years old.
quick, I want to shout out CKCU for showing up and doing all the lovely things. Nathaniel, you're the best. This particular person has been doing so much for the scene, elevating voices and celebrating arts and culture like nobody's business. So give it up to Nathaniel and shout out to CKCU.
Well, so the last bus rushed by 5 minutes ahead of schedule and didn't stop at the stop, so now I have a 5 or 6 kilometer walk home. Yay, OC Transpo. Good job.